Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Strengthening Our Support for Trans and Gender Expansive Youth During COVID-19. This webinar is part of an ongoing self-care series called Qwe're Coping Together, and we are sharing ways to best care for yourselves and others during these very isolating times on physical, emotional, and spiritual levels. My name is Anna, and I use she and her pronouns. I work on the Gender Affirming Services team here at Mazzoni Center, and I'm really grateful to be able to share this space with you today. For this webinar, I will be sharing about how we can best support our trans and non-binary youth as adults, caregivers, providers, and peers during times of crisis, such as COVID-19. You know, being a teenager can be really hard and stressful, and especially during a time when the future feels uncertain, schools and school schedules have been dramatically altered or canceled. Trans and non-binary youth truly do face unintended consequences of this type of pandemic because they are so much in isolation. Um, the current loss of life-saving and positive social connections that so many youth rely on for trans and non-binary teens, that loss can feel even more difficult and ultimately can be really harmful to a trans youth's ability to emotionally regulate and or manage stress. Additionally, trans and non-binary youth who are not living in an affirming or safe environment are spending, most of their time restricted to environments or homes that are rejecting, abusive, and unsupportive. This really has a negative impact on the emotional and physical well-being of young trans and non-binary young people. And it's really imperative that we understand these realities to consider the important needs of youth who are disempowered and vulnerable at this time. Grounding exercises can actually be really helpful if we use them as strategies for emotional regulation. Actually, research has demonstrated that when young people do engage in mindfulness or grounding practices regularly, they are actually much more likely to increase their capacities to manage depression, better manage anxiety, manage suicidal ideation, and overall coping. They are also much more likely to reach out to a safe person in their life to ask for help using these types of tools. And also, grounding exercises and mindfulness they do not require any kind of electronic device. All you need is yourself and hopefully a quiet and private space. So let's discuss a brief grounding exercise that folks can teach queer, trans, non-binary youth, and also anyone can really use these tools anytime for themselves as well. So first, you want to make sure that you find a comfortable and hopefully private space in your home or in your environment. It could also possibly be outside if you can find a space that feels comfortable to you. I've worked with folks who have had to use their bathroom because they didn't have any kind of privacy or did not have a room that had a door. So the key here is to find a space that you'll have at least, 5 to 6 minutes of private, comfortable time. Next, you want to sit or lay in a position that feels good to you. You want to make sure that you place your arms at your sides and keep your legs uncrossed to improve blood flow. And feel free to close your eyes. You don't have to. If you don't want to close your eyes, you can focus or gaze at one particular spot in your room. And then here we go. Let's take a couple deep breaths through your nose for 6 seconds, filling your belly. Make sure your belly's filling up with all of that air. And then release through your mouth for 3 seconds. And then go ahead and breathe in again through your nose, filling up your belly, and out through your mouth. And go ahead and do that one more time, in through your nose for 6 seconds. And out through your mouth. So you'll continue breathing slowly like this and fully emptying your lungs with each breath. So deep breathing calms and relaxes you. It really allows your body to relax, to get just the right amount of oxygen into you, and it also helps to calm your nervous system. So as you continue to breathe slowly and comfortably, start to tune in and turn your attention to your body. Notice how you're feeling physically. Maybe notice any kind of tension in your body. Like right now, I feel a lot of tension in my shoulders after doing those few deep breaths. So I'm going to focus in on my shoulders. And I'm going to continue to scan my body, beginning from the top of my head and then going all the way downwards. Now, I want you to peacefully observe how you're feeling. And then again, begin to focus with more intention on the feelings of stress or tension in your body. So imagine that your muscles here are letting go of that hold, that tension, that built up kind of negativity or negative energy that you're holding in your body. And imagine that your muscles are becoming much more flexible and warmer. For me, sometimes I even tense up a little bit more where I do feel tension, and then I let go. So you're going to start to release that tension bit by bit until that area starts to relax even further. You can even imagine that your entire body is made of ice, and the more that you continue to do this slow breath work, and the more you start to focus in on discomfort in your body, it starts to melt away. All this warmth, all this energy is helping you to relax and also helping you to escape any discomfort that you may have been feeling. So continue grounding yourself for a while longer and simply allow your mind to drift. I do understand and honor the fact that some folks may not be in an environment that does feel safe to them. However, allowing our minds to drift in peace and quiet is a great way to really pull yourself out of stressful events, even if just for a couple minutes. If you're not familiar with the online platforms that have been available for folks and or have been more used currently, here are a couple that you can go ahead and Google after this webinar. Discord chat for gamers, Netflix party for virtual group movie or TV viewings, Zoom conference calling, Twitch for gamers, WhatsApp video and text messaging. And there's many other additional youth-friendly messaging apps and video apps, such as Kids World, Caribou, Marco Polo, and Messenger Kids. Well, I hope this information and guidance will help you to best support our youngest trans and gender nonconforming youth. Please feel free to share on your social media, and we hope to see you sharing this information online with your communities. Also, if you have any questions or thoughts about this program today, we always love to receive feedback, and feel free to reach out to our Director of Education, Elizabeth Kahn, and her email is ekahn@mazzonicenter.org. So that's ekahn@mazzonicenter.org. Also, if you or someone you know is experiencing an emergent mental health crisis, there are actually resources to support you. The number for Trans Lifeline is 877-565-8800. And the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is 1-800-273-8255. Again, I hope you enjoyed your time with us today, and we are wholeheartedly in this together. We stand with you and really are here to support you. Be well, and we hope to see you soon.